Hawkeye season finale. So much was revealed at the end of this episode, or all throughout this episode, and man, great conclusion to what I believe to be a great season or a great show. Not really a big Hawkeye fan once again, but hey, they did a good job on this, man. Not gonna lie. Run that intro. Cajun Wine Red Leo back again with another video, man. If you're new to the channel, man, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Catch more of my content when I drop it. Hit that like button, and last but not least, leave a comment, because I always hit the people back up in the comment section. You can believe that. So we find out that Kate's dad was heavily indebted to the Kingpin. So was Echo's dad, which that is what caused him to get ended in the first place. And we see that this is basically what got Eleanor involved in the first place. Now, we don't know if Marvel is going to class the Netflix series characters as canon or not, but I would like to hope so. And I would see that I don't think it'd be very hard for them to explain this off some way, somehow. I mean, we do have the Loki series and the multiverse kind of converging, so that's one good way to do it, and I hope they would follow up on that. We learned that Eleanor is trying to get out of the game, and all my suspicions, and I hope yours too, of her being a bad guy seems like they came true all in this episode. She had Armand killed, she set up Jack with Sloan Unlimited, and after realizing that Kate was starting to find out the truth about her, she's trying to cut her ties with the Kingpin. And in doing so, she even kept track of their transactions. Good blackmail material. After finding this out, we see that Kate is devastated as she has her conversation with Hawkeye, and Hawkeye is ready to suit up because he's like, this is my mess, and I'm going to clean this up. And across town at the same time, we see that the Kingpin, Echo, and Kazi are all having a conversation, and Echo confronts Kingpin at this moment, where we find out that the Kingpin gets a load on what's been happening this whole time. And this was all kept from him in the beginning, but we see Kazi become a little snitch boy, causing a rift between Echo and Kingpin by the end of this conversation. And a quick side note on the Kingpin. In the comics and in the Netflix series, we do know that the Kingpin speaks several languages, and there is no reason why he doesn't know sign language too, because we see that he did sign I love you, and this could be just him trying to play them to see if anybody's telling the truth, or rather Echo is trying to not tell him something, or when Kazi is translating, is he missing something out? Mind games. Hawkeye and Echo start working on their trick arrows, several of which had been pulled directly from the pages of the comics themselves, and we see some Stark technology and some Pym technology, once again tying the Hawkeye series with the rest of the MCU. Kate fills Hawkeye in on her childhood, saying how he's been a role model to her and how she's been inspired to go about being a vigilante herself. And Hawkeye has been struggling with this throughout the show and further on throughout the rest of the MCU. Even though he says he's not a role model, clearly he is. I've even said it before myself, that he holds his own amongst the big three in the MCU, Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man. Now we move on to the Christmas party, where we find that Hawkeye and Kate are trying to locate Eleanor, and we see that they were assisted by the Loppers, who have infiltrated this event some way, somehow. We see Kazi setting up shop with a sniper rifle, and we see Yelena entering the building with both of these guys having their eyes on Hawkeye. We see Kate confronts her mom with the video footage of her and the Kingpin from the last video, and Eleanor's basically like, I was just trying to protect you. But at the same time, we see my man Kazi gets ready to take his shot on Hawkeye. And at the same time, Hawkeye uses that drink tray expertly, taking notes from Cap. Kate and Yelena wind up meeting in the elevator, And I like how this escalated from here with Kate hitting all the buttons on the elevator after Yelena ripped off her dress, revealing her Hawkeye costume. And quick side note, if you notice, Yelena had the blue eyeliner on or whatever. I believe this is a reference back to Val, who is starting the Thunderbolts and kind of hinting that Kate is probably working with her. And this little scuffle that they had going throughout this building, I believe this will set up a rivalry between these two that we will see play out throughout, over time in the MCU. The big fight scene between Kate and Hawkeye with the tracksuit mafia, I really like this, man. I like watching them use those trick arrows. And the one trick arrow they had with the little spinny spines, stakes, or whatever you want to call it on it, I really like that one. That one looks really devastating, man. I really wouldn't want to get caught with that one. They used 2 of those. After the fight in the skating ring, we see that Kate comes across the guy who was having a relationship problems, and we see that he had it worked out. And this is like episode 2 or 3 with the concert tickets. And then out of nowhere, Jax comes and snuffs my man, just like that. Now, I do hope that we see more of Jack. I hope they don't just drop him off like this, because with Jack taking Kate under his wing, because Hawkeye, you get it? Wing, Hawkeye. At least I hope so, man, because I really would like to see this guy's character continue in some capacity, even if it's not as being the swordsman in full on. We see Echo and Kazi go at each other's throats, and we see that Echo takes Kazi down for the count. Now, this doesn't mean that Kazi is dead, but this could leave the Kingpin to think that Kate or Hawkeye is the one who killed Kazi in the end. Now, we see that Yelena goes after Hawkeye after the big fight because revenge, and we see that that's all that it is after this point. And after Hawkeye constantly trying to, convey it over to her that he is not the one who killed he is not the one who killed Black Widow, and it was her choice. He finally did the whistle that they did. This was in the Black Widow movie from when Yelena and Natasha Romanoff were kids. He did the whistle, and this is the sign that showed to her that, they had a real good relationship, man. She told Hawkeye plenty of things about Yelena to Hawkeye that he knew, and this showed that they had a real good mutual friendship, and I guess this knocked her out of her evil revenge trance that she had, which is good, man, because I really like Yelena, and I really wish she would stop going after Hawkeye, because we all know that it wasn't his fault. Kate finds her mom in conflict with the Kingpin where she shoots an arrow at him, but we know that he was wearing bulletproof vests. And we see that my man's Kingpin ain't no pushover either, because he ate that car, man. He ate that car. And we see that this leads into him and Kate Bishop going through a fight. Well, more like Kate getting thrashed. And she used a little flick trick. And that ignited all the trick arrows, which went kablooey in my man's Kingpin face. And he still ate that. Kingpin ain't no pushover, man. I really like his character. I actually like the villains of Spider-Man more than I like the characters. Reference to the 90s cartoon, if any of you know what I'm talking about. And after that, Kate has her mom arrested, which is some Christmas gift, I might add. And Echo confronts the Kingpin with a gun in his face, and I hope they don't kill my man's off, man. You can't do this to me. You just introduced this guy, but I do hope that we will see him again. I believe he survives this. He survives it in the comic books, because we have to see this stuff play out in the Echo series when it comes out. And to wrap it all up, we see Kate and Hawkeye go to Hawkeye's farm where they have their Christmas dinner. And it is revealed to us that Hawkeye's wife was an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. and that's what the watch was about. And I never mentioned that this whole time me doing this. Kate and Hawkeye burn the Ronin outfit, which closes this chapter to Hawkeye's life. He was trying to get out of that life. He was really trying to put the Ronin behind him. And we see a good close to that. No more Ronin. Moving forward after this, I believe we're going to get the Young Avengers, where we're going to have Speed and Wiccan. We're going to have the Patriot. Speed and Wiccan was in WandaVision. The Patriot was in Captain America and the Winter Soldier. And we'll see Ms. Marvel show up eventually. I'm assuming she will be in the Multiverse of Madness. Now, the Young Avengers, we'll probably get closer to the end of next year, 2022. And I'm really excited to see what they do with that. Until next time, man. Hey, you can follow me on social media. That stuff's here. Be blessed. Stay prayed up. Keep God in your life in this crazy world. Your man's Cajun Wine and Red Leo. I'm out, baby.